Gavin, we've made it hard for ourselves and then come back. It's finished 2-2 at home to Wingate and Finchley, but you seem to cut a rather frustrated figure at the end.
Yeah, I'm frustrated because we should win the football match hands down, very, very comfortably. Let's get it right. And to be, to find ourselves 2-0 down, it's not, I can't sit here and say, I just don't know how we're 2-0 down. Of course I know how we're 2-0 down. We've given away a penalty, which I wasn't sighted on, so I don't know. It looks soft to me. It looks soft, but I don't know. Is the truth of it. And then the second goal is beyond ridiculous. We've been in the ascendancy, but we must acknowledge that we've missed 3 really good chances in the first half. Really good chances, and we're going to be putting them away. Look, at half time, probably a lot of people would have thought we're dead and buried. Come out second half, and it's how we've not won the game comfortably is beyond. Well, it's not beyond me. It's there's some poor finishing again. But look, the boys have played really well today throughout, apart from the obvious that I've just mentioned. And we've created chances, and we've they've hung on. At the end of the day, I don't think they'll tell it any other way. So I know why we've drawn, because we've had to score 3 to win a football match. Because we've defended poorly in respect to the first half on a couple of occasions, and we haven't taken our chances in the first half, so it makes for a wider game than it should be. On the plus side, on the positive side, we addressed half time. We addressed it at half time, the first half, and all I can ask of the boys is to go out and do what they did in the second half, and they've come out and they've gave a very, very, very good account of themselves. And we are incredibly unlucky. Unlucky. We should be winning that football match. That's the basis of it, but we're not. And that's why I'm frustrated, because we put a lot of work into it, and when it comes down to pure mistakes that I see happening on the football pitch, it's very difficult to legislate for.
Obviously, it is a results business, and that said, given that we used words like embarrassment on Tuesday, surely there must have been some positives in respect of the rest of the team.
I'm absolutely delighted with what they did today, their application, their work rate, all that sort of thing. Even their quality was very, very good today, I felt. I'm absolutely delighted. Other than the bits that I've mentioned, which have to be focused upon, I'm absolutely delighted, because that's the side that I put out on the pitch. That's what I want from my sides, that sort of running power and that energy and that. And we've been guilty recently of coming out and some might say picking and choosing when we do this. Look, to be at the top of the league, to be in a playoff position, whatever way you want to put it, those performances, in particular the second half, are what you've got to strive for week in, week out. If you don't, then there'll be someone else to take your place.
A few personnel changes as well as a sort of change in system. Did you feel that worked?
Listen, when you come off the back of a game like the Kingstonian game, it actually becomes very easy for you to go, do you know what, you're going to go in and you're going to go in. Scotty's got a slight hamstring injury. He would have played, to be fair to him, but it was my decision not to play him, because hamstrings are difficult things, and if he comes on there and he goes in 4 or 5 weeks, something like that. So that was my decision. And obviously with Manny injured as well at the moment, it cuts down our obvious possibilities for a holding midfield player. But I thought Taffy did a really good job today. We put Hurst in there, and he's slowly coming. Slowly, he's got to get up to speed. So we were a little bit redundant with obviously Jimbo being out, Manny being out, and Scotty being out. We had to make a shuffle the pack a little bit. But actually, what it was a balanced side that I was very confident could go on and or would win this football match.
Mr. Versatile is Lewis Taff at the moment. In terms of the conditions, obviously it was a boggy pitch. It cut up a lot. Did you feel that had any sway on the game at all?
No, do you know what? Ironically, I think we've played probably as well as we played for a long time. So it's not. I don't think it had too much of a bearing on the game. I know they were quite vocal about trying to get it called off before the game. They like to get the ball down and pass, which it's not conducive to. But I didn't think it was a disaster. The far side is obviously a problem. And when Bernie ended up on that side as compared to the first half, he said to me it's very, very difficult over there. And we saw Dylan in the first half sort of running through quicksand in some respects. But no, look, I think it played well enough. It was heavy. There's no question about that. And Dave's got some work to do, but it played well enough. And certainly I've seen a lot worse in my time.
And thankfully, I think we're not here for another 2 weeks anyway. We've got Whitehawk next week. The silver lining is that we're very much still around the playoff positions. Obviously, we haven't taken full advantage today, but going forward, it must be encouraging. Sort of given.
I'm a realist, and you can see the likes of Dulwich, and you can see the likes of your Bognors and your Lewises and your Horshams. They're coming up on the rails, and it's actually, I would like to be looking upwards and going, looking at the teams above us and saying, can we actually catch them? But there is an air of where we are that we're looking behind us at the moment and wondering what those teams have got to do. We've got to play those teams, or the majority of them. So in some respects it might be in our hands, but we've just got to try and pick up a win somewhere because today was very deserving of it. If you play half as well today as you do on Tuesday against Kingstonian, you'll win the game. But so I can only look forward. Whitehawk's going to be incredibly difficult. It's an incredibly difficult place to go. Decent side, as we found out earlier in the season, and we've got some work to do. But if we keep doing things like we are in the negative sense of the word, well, I'll have to make changes. It's as simple as that. If it's not working, but today I think I've asked them to go away and be quietly satisfied about their day's work. But from our point of view, we've just had a scrum down in there with the management, and there's things to work on because we can't get opened up like we did, especially for the second one. And by the way, it was a clear foul on Sam Youngs in the lead up to that. Referee lets that go. Don't know how he lets it go, but there you go. But yeah, the manner of that is not good enough.
See you and Brian next week. Thank you, Gavin.
Cheers.